Mix 106.1, a Mansfield best music mix, busting into our second hour of our 3-hour show, Rock Local First. I'm Tommy. Thanks a lot for joining us tonight, all courtesy of Metronome Music on Trimble Road in Mansfield. In the studio tonight, we've got two of the guys from the Fifth Wheel, Tom Wyand and Josh Stone, bass player and singer respectively. We also want to give a shout out to the other couple guys in the band too, Tom, if you don't mind.
Yeah, Jeff Koval, he's our guitar player and our recording engineer. He has his own studio up in Akron. And Matt Coughlin's our drummer.
Let me take you back to about 1995. Now, about a week or so ago, I played a song on the show. It's as close as I can get. And I was reflecting back on that. One of the notes you sent me here takes us back to 1995, Scene Magazine and things like that. Take us back to that moment. Talk about the recognition that you guys got.
Yeah, it was a wild time. And that song kind of kicked it off. So back then, the commercial station 107.9 WENZ up in Cleveland did a Sunday night local show. Started off as an hour, then 2 hours. And they broke that song. And that spun into some regular rotation airplay, and from there to Columbus Station, CD 101, and Pittsburgh Station. And before we know it, the Scene Magazine Awards are out, and we win Record of the Year with the album Nothing and Band of the Year.
And that was when everything was word of mouth.
Yeah. There's no Facebook, social media,
So
barely websites, which we had one. It was terrible, but we had one.
So if you were on the radio, you were just as big. You know, you're hearing REM, Pearl Jam, the Fifth Wheel, you know.
Right.
So we're right in the mix. So, and people figure you're up some big band, so we're selling out like 500 seaters and stuff like that.
You know, but one thing that ultimately did, Josh, was it gave you that opportunity to open for some amazing acts back in the day. I mean, I think about Alanis Morissette, the Verve Pipe, and I mean, the list probably goes on and on and on, but just talk about how cool that was as a young man being able to just do that.
And you know, I really absorbed it too. I knew in the moment, this is cool, you know, and like I don't look back on any of it with any regret. Like, it doesn't seem like a blur. I can actually think about it in slow motion. Like you said, Alanis Morissette. I watched her from backstage at Blossom, which is a huge music center in Cuyahoga Falls in Akron. So I'm like watching her from the side, watching her do her set, and that's when she was like breaking.
Yeah, she
like
was huge.
That song, what was it?
You Ought to Know was number one.
Huge right then.
Or
So
Ironic, I think, was another one.
Ironic, yeah.
Right.
like I'm getting chills thinking about moments like that we had a ton of those. You
Yeah,
know,
we're on the stage at the Agora with 10,000 Maniacs, and you know the old Peabody's Down Under with the Verve Pipe like 3 weeks after the Freshman hits number one. You know, just stuff we'll never. No local band will ever relive. I mean that those days are over.
You know, it's funny though. I can't compare it, but I can to a certain degree. In my career in radio, which is now 35 years long, I have met and hung out with some of the most amazing people that most people will never get an opportunity to even say hi to. I mean, rock musicians, race car drivers. I mean, I could go on, and I won't, but it's just so cool. And like you said, Josh, a moment ago, I'm starting to get chills in my arm just thinking about the fact that I got a chance to hang out with Dick Clark in Columbus for about an hour and a half one day. I'm like, who does that?
Right.
You know, not too many people that I know of at all.
I've always said, you know, like these are the good old days. I've always raised my kids with that saying that right now are your good old days. So absorb it.
Exactly.
And talking about, you know, pre-social media, pre-streaming, pre-all that stuff, you know, those boosts from college radio and commercial radio, that record in 95 sold over 6,000 copies just in CD. And then the follow-up record 2 years later sold like 3,600 copies. You know, people aren't even doing that now on the streaming service. They're not getting 10,000 streams as a local artist.
And you know, if you go back to then and you flash forward to today, what we're able to do right now with this show is extremely unusual because corporate America has so taken over radio, and I'm just so thrilled that we are family owned here, been in business and around for a long, long time, and we get to schedule our own music. We get to do shows like this that feature guys like you, which you're not going to go back to any of these radio stations you might have been on years ago and be able to do that anymore. It's really
again,
unusual.
It's super unusual, and we're super thankful to connect with you and be able to come down here and kind of retell some of these stories and talk about what's coming up. So
we're going to do
cool.
that here. I'll tell you what, we're going to take a real quick break here and come back in just a few moments. We have a song called "You Can Use My Name" in just a few with the Fifth Wheel on Mix 106.1's Rock Local First. Mix 106.1, a Mansfield Best Mix. We're working our way through our second hour of Rock Local First. I'm Tommy. Good to be with you, my friends. And as always, our show brought to you by our great buds at Metronome Music on Trimble Road in Mansfield. In the studio with me tonight are a couple of the guys from the band The Fifth Wheel out of the Akron area. We have Josh Stone, who does vocals and a guitar, along with Tom Wyan, who plays the bass guitar. A little bit ago, we were talking about 1995, Scene Magazine, and just what a real rush that whole time frame was for you guys. Let's move forward a couple of years to about 1997. Tell me what was going on with the band then.
We were still in that mode. In Northeast Ohio, the Indians were in the World Series, so all the bars were full and the energy was up. We lost the Browns, so everybody was pissed off about that. And so everyone came out, and we had a massive, live original music scene.
Yeah.
We all supported each other, and everybody was putting out some really, really cool music, a lot of diversity and styles, but it worked. And that's when we dropped, in early 97, we dropped Therapy for the Sane, which, the first record had 17 tracks, and we're like, man, we should hold off on some of these. But then the next record had like 12 or 13. So we just rolled. It was an exciting time.
Josh, tell me about this song that we're going to play here. It's called "You Can Use My Name."
It's kind of like it's like an anthem for all the people who aren't wanted. I think that's the best way.
So something to lean against. A little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
Or somebody to lean against.
Kind of making a safe place for everybody who felt awkward or out of place. Because I grew up feeling that way, so a lot of my lyrics would tend to go that direction.
Nowadays they call that identity theft, and you want to throat punch them.
Yeah, like, I don't know if you could get away with writing this song instead.
Maybe not.
We have another one called "If I Were a Girl" that we put out in 1995, and I don't think we could put that out today.
Nope. Shania Twain covered that with "Man, I Feel Like a Woman." So, we'll leave it at that.
At least she was a woman.
She is. All right, my friends, we're going to play another song from The Fifth Wheel going back to 1997. This one is called "You Can Use My Name" on Mix 106.1's Rock Local First.
Take me away to a better place where nobody knows of me. So it wouldn't matter if I leave. Take me away to a nicer place where nobody has time for me. So it wouldn't matter if I stayed. It's easier there to forget your
Mix 106.1. That particular song is called You Can Use My Name from the Fifth Wheel. We're going to take a real quick break. We've got Josh and Tom from the band here in the studio with me for Rock Local First, and we're back with more of those cats coming up on Mix 106.1's Rock Local First. Mix 106.1, the greatest music of all time, busting our way through Rock Local First on this Sunday night. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us. I'm Tommy B. Our show brought to you by Metronome Music on Trimble Road in Mansfield. Real thrilled to have a couple guys from the band The Fifth Wheel out of Akron in the studio. We have Josh Stone and Tom Wyand, and these guys have a brand new album out. It is called Tilt. Josh, I wanted to ask you, because in most cases, whether you're going to a guy's in your band, his home studio, or actually going to another studio, for this particular album, you guys use two different studios to record in, and I would imagine from one studio to the other, the vibe was different, just maybe because of the engineer or just the feel of the room itself.
Yeah, we were going for that. We wanted, we had, I think, four songs that we did at a secondary studio. And we picked the ones that we wanted to kind of like keep a little more like compositions as opposed to like full band stuff. So we purposely picked the studio that we went to. His name is Wes. He's somebody we recorded our very first tape when we were doing the three-piece thing that Tom talked about.
Winter of '93. He was our first recording engineer, and as we were divvying these songs up, we got the first full band stuff done, and we're getting into like post production and mixing. And like, hey, we're gonna go over to Wes's at next town over, and we're going to lay these kind of like acoustic, more compositional, a little more thoughtful songs over there. So it was kind of, it was actually more efficient, but we did get that different vibe and that different approach and that different engineer who's also an incredible, musician himself. So, he participated on a couple tracks as well. So it was really cool.
Josh, the room itself gave you that feel, didn't it? That you were in, what you were looking for. You were looking for something, as you say, a little more comfortable versus what you might be doing on a stage in front of 500 people.
Yeah, and Wes kind of keeps his studio very very comfortable. It felt like home, in a sense. And he's really good at kind of pulling a vocal performance out of you. He has you do a few takes, and sometimes he doesn't even tell you that he's recording you when you're just warming up. And so he can pull. This day and age, you can pull the best parts of that, but a lot of the stuff I did over there was performed kind of like in one shot. A lot
of one take stuff and some pretty cool stuff.
That's a really proud moment for you too when you can do that. Yeah. This particular song we're going to play for you, Tom, is called "I See You." It's off the brand new album Tilt. Tell me about that one.
Yeah, this is exactly. I think maybe specifically when we started rehearsing this song, this is exactly one of those songs that we wanted to have, like Josh said, a little more compositional and not just another rock song. So, I think our Fifth Wheel fans are gonna. This is actually the first time this has ever been played on the radio. So you get the benefit of that. So
it's my favorite song on the.
So those that hear it, it's going to turn some heads. It's a little bit off of our normal beaten path. So.
It's okay to get out of the wheelhouse for a moment.
It is, and and it turned out.
I think what happens is it expands the wheelhouse even more so than it already was prior to.
It is. It is.
And this is one of the ones that Tom and I wrote this song. This is a brand new, currently written song.
Yeah,
it's not one that we pulled from.
It's not when you didn't have gray hair.
Right. Yep.
That's all three of us in that regard. I'm not going to throw both of you under the bus with that. Hey, let's check it out. Brand new music from the Fifth Wheel called "I See You" on Mix 106.1's Rock Local First.
All the stars I gave to you, you threw them right back to the sky. All the skies I gave to you, you threw them right back to the stars. I see you. I see you. But you're not there. I caught the ground above my feet. Now I'm standing on the sky. I see you. I see you. It's not as high as I thought. I see you. I see you. Angels are falling. It's just the stars in the ceiling. All the angels are falling. It's just the stars in our ceiling.
Mix 106.1, Mansfield Best Music Mix. That is I See You from The Fifth Wheel, brand new song off their album called Tilt.